Yeah, it looks like Slick is going to play that marksmanship hunter actually.
Yeah.
So, that mid fight coming in strong.
I don't know how much practice skill ratio has for this composition.
I mean, they don't have a ton of practice with it. I know they played it in certain practice exhibition games during the early stages of when everybody was kind of practicing. I know Slick did play a few games for them and whatnot, running that double goblin hunter with the rogue. So they definitely know how to play it. It's not that they don't. It's just that they haven't necessarily done it as much. And I feel like they haven't necessarily needed to do it. And this is one of those things where I feel like they've done it because of the necessity, right?
Yeah.
There wasn't a necessity for the Warlock. Right. Well, desperation, or is it just creative play of what the situation
you're
is?
Right. It's not desperation, but their backs are up against the wall, and they had to make a choice, and this is what they went with. They decided finally that they're not going with the Warlock. I think this is the first time I've ever seen a pre-made without that Warlock, and they're bringing in Slick, who was also subbing for skill ratio the other day when he was playing Brewmaster. So here we go. We get into midfield. We'll see how this goes. Of course, the Euros so strong in that mid fight. We'll see how they are able to handle this.
Yeah, a Crusader proc coming in from the Warrior of Gurubashi Surf Club, so a ton of damage coming in to a skill ratio. Or jumping down to 4%, 30%, going back up. Sergeant Pizza also taking a ton of damage in that mid, 33%, 59. Oh no, so much damage coming in from GSC.
The swaps from GSC are just on another level. These guys are so strong. It's just absolutely incredible, the practice that they must have had in the last couple of days to come out on top and just blaze through this midfield. They haven't even landed a kill, but just look at all of skill ratio crumble right now. They're not having a good time so far, that's for sure. Static Quo, honestly, one of the easiest jobs as an FC I've seen. Just kind of walks up, picks the flag, and should be A-okay, as his team needs skill ratio needs every last bit of help they can find. Actually, rather contrary to what I was saying, he does get caught on by those two hunters, but of course, with the support he has, he's comfortable to go out midfield and just be caught by his team.
Yeah, and meanwhile, despite this 200 comp that GSC is running, nobody contesting Dark Chewy again, so he's going to be able to make it across the midfield right now. Being actually met by Unwaxed and the other hunter, so scratch everything I just said, taking so much damage, dropping down to 50%, going back up the display string into his team. He's going to be totally fine as this game continues.
Yep, the AGM was clutch. It would have been nice to see a Shaman maybe rocket boots over there and dispel it, but of course that's not going to happen too often. And Dark Tweet being back here actually helps his team a lot, as he's able to put some help with his healers. If he stands up far enough, he knows he doesn't have to worry about a rogue. This is something I was doing against GSC. He can literally just push up with his team, and as long as he's careful, doesn't stay up there for so long, he could really help out his team. And I don't think that's necessarily why they're winning here. Of course, a lot of commitment was made by GSC to come over and hit that flag carrier. They lost a lot of ground in the team fight, and obviously skill ratio capitalizing on that monstrously. So really, really good job by them finding their opportunity to make a play. And they do so gracefully as they force the team of GSC back into their graveyard. However, with Mage rezzing, of course, that is a Shaman. I do believe we're going to see a handoff off the res, which is the best way to do it considering nobody really knows it's coming.
Yeah, and I think this is a really great push by skill ratio right now. Big Moran kind of hovering in the graveyard area as well, not choosing to break off anytime soon. He's just going to look to contain this entire team right here. So Curly actually going down. So the front line of skill ratio actually taking a lot of damage right now. KO dropping down to 50%, going back up. But Agent Slick taking a lot of damage as well. So the healers on the skill ratio side having to react very quickly as the team takes a ton of damage and they're getting pushed back into the midfield. Dark Chewy kind of doing his best to throw heals out. However, the team of Gurubashi just so strong in midfield, throwing them back completely. Skill ratio is going to have to respect that.
Wow. Just like that. It basically looks like the Euros of GSC snap their fingers and are able to walk over whoever they want from skill ratio. And, SR was known to be a very strong mid-team for a long time until, the likes of Waka Flocka and JCM showed up. And what a performance by this GSC team here. Looking like they're going to be taking it all the way to the quarters, through the losers bracket here. If it continues the way it is, all they need to do is win one game and they will move forward. Rogue here caught out though. That is their Boom King. Let's not forget he's heading up the ramp, and he is looking to set up a kill on Dark Chewy here, who's just sitting up there. They don't have the same defense that they did last time, so this could be an error. They've only got 5 stacks, and now he is committed into that GY.
Yeah, but look at this absolute mongoloid push. The Boomkin traveling, forming in, both hunters hovering above, waiting for that cast onto Dark Chewy. Will it happen anytime soon, though? Big Moran actually hovering behind them, though, so a little bit of peels coming in into Dark Chewy. As they open onto him, Dark Chewy taking a lot of damage, dropping down to 60%, jumping into his team, getting first aided by Pizza. Good call on him as the healers are slightly preoccupied, but he's taking so much damage, dropping down to 60% as Big Moran opens into the offensive push, peeling them back just a little bit. So Dark Chewy going to be totally fine for now.
This is a risky spot for SR because they don't have anyone dead. If I was GSC, honestly, I'd be calling not to kill anybody. They just need to pressure them. Keep putting out the pressure. Keep putting out the pressure. Just don't execute. Don't use the warrior ability to get the kills and push them back into that GY maybe. Maybe not the best idea though, as Mage is taking a lot of damage. Of course, that Shaman was pushed up very far. Good shot calling and target calling from skill ratio, but you know, when nobody dead, they can push Dark Chewy back into that corner and they can just set up an assassination on him, especially with the lack of that rogue. You know, they can just pummel Star Searchers into him if they find the right scenario.
Yeah, and look at Big Moran now actually trying to break off into stealth with 8 stacks coming in. I'm sure he's trying to coordinate something with his hunters or his boomkin after they stabilize. But actually, he's going to open in mid right now to alleviate some of the ongoing pressure that's coming into skill ratio. Skill ratio being pushed so far back into the graveyard. Big Moran actually going to go down here. So that push, if any potential push was about to happen, is going to be delayed again. Agent Grizzle towards the front line a little bit, trying to take out as much damage as he possibly can into this team. They're so pushed back into the graveyard right now that a push onto the EFC is almost impossible. And with 9 minutes left and 9 stacks going on, this is so important for skill ratio to really come out of mid right now.
Yep, this is skill ratio's chance. You know, like I said, they only need. Well, sorry, they need to win here. They don't only need to win. They need to win. Otherwise, they're pretty much out of the entire tournament. Zyron taking the heat, has the goblin jump out, and this is exactly what I was talking about. Nobody's dead for SR, so talented by them. If anything, I'd send Big Moran around to go get up there if they're not going to set up a kill anytime soon. And Grizzle, like, trying to flank around, might actually die here. He does. Okay, so I think they actually suicided Grizzle to get that handoff. That's what I would do if I was a strat caller for this team. Dark Chewy really in the corner there. There is actually a way you can hop around that tree to his right. If he knows that, he can utilize the map terrain, but he's getting hit. 5 point comes in. Curly rolls, he gets the pick. Will he be okay? No, he will not. He goes down, and that's returned by Rogue. That is the Boomkin we've heard.
But look at this right now. Big Moran and Sergeant Pizza opening onto Static Quo. The silence coming out. Static Quo having to displace her into his team. I don't think he's going to be able to get that flag gap anytime soon. Taking so much damage as it stands. Full stack. 11 stacks actually right now. Dropping down so low.
Oh, my God. The CC from the Mage, I think he's going to be okay. Is he going to be able to get something up? No, he's not. It goes down, and Agent Slick is able to find it. So we got 7 minutes, 30 seconds. GSC wiping here. Losing their front line. Oh, my God, boys. This is a 0-0 game. Flags are live. Whew.
Yeah, and look at Slick at the moment. He's trying to actually run down there to get the flag, it looks like, but he's going to get contested by the opposing hunter and actually going to be taken down in that duel. So Boomy coming out on top there, probably got some sort of lucky proc, and this is actually going to lead into him snowballing towards Dark Chewy, who's now being pulled into combat. So Dark Chewy having to sit in that travel form as he tries to dodge that hunter and the pet. But right now on the opposing side, Static Quo making his way after that res through mid right now. Not sure if he's going to get contested. Big Moran actually looking for him towards that ramp side. Static Quo choosing not to stealth still. He's so aggressive in his play. So Big Moran most likely going to not get this sap as Static Quo kind of runs just right by him. Big Moran might just be waiting and biding his time. So interesting decision by there. Let's see what happens after that.
Yeah, you're right. This guy really does have balls of steel. He just runs right through the team. And if you take a look, Agent Slick is only in tunnel, and Agent Grizzle is just outside of tunnel. So he should be okay if he goes around. Maybe a sap, but a quick trinket displacer, and he's out of there. There it is. So good job by Static Cold. The open almost immediately from Big Moran as well. A little bit questionable, but he is completely outie there. I guess he wanted to put some damage in there before the rest of his team does, as his hunters are right behind him. So actually not bad at all, but Hunter, the Mistweaver, is able to pick him up. And he should be totally fine as his team, once again, has control of that midfield.
Yeah, and this mage from the GSC side just doing such a good job of keeping these healers CC'd as they push in and kind of CCing.
What?
Wow. That was, I don't even know what to say there. Dark Chewy dropped at 10%, one stacked
Yeah,
only,
he
and he's
just
just going
got.
to get
I think he got
100
double
would.
guard search comboed, and maybe there were 2 lucky procs or something.
I'm really curious if there was some sort of lag or something happening. That was such low stacks. But Static Quo kind of going to just run towards the flag cap, it looks like. He's going to make it. His entire team, or not
Holy.
entire team, but his healers are with him. But Dark Druid rezzing up right now, so it looks like they're going to go for a flag cap. But Static Quo
Holy.
going to cap it for GSC, going to make this a 1-0 game as it stands with
Okay.
5 minutes and 20 seconds left.
So there is no defense from Gurubashi Surf Club. They don't have anybody on D. There's no hunter, nothing like that. So if they are able to contain mid, which it looks like they're doing right now, if they send Big Moran back, they sap the FC. Great job by Big Moran. Perfect play by that rogue. Finally, we see a rogue utilizing his mobility and utility to lock down that FC. They know exactly where he is. And then we'll take a look and see Agent Slick and Agent Grizzle cut him off. This is going to be a fast cap coming here from Dark Chewy. If he's able to make it to the iron, which it looks like he will, get a lust onto him. If GSC isn't able to get control of this right now, they are going to be able to get a fast cap. This is a perfect situation for Dark Chewy. Does he have his displacer? I think he just used it. Warstorm comes out by him. We need to see the lust. Where's Curly Rolls? He's running over to drop the slows. Curly Rolls, you please get there in time. Dark Chewy coming out in shallow form. He's going for it. Sergeant Pizza cutting off the boomkin. Fantastic job by him. This is it for skill ratio. They're going to be able to commit. Let's take a look at the FC of GSC. He's actually dead. Skill ratio equalizing it. And if they don't get a cap on them too, they're going to be one cap up, and they're going to bring it to game 3. 4 minutes left. Affidel, is this real life?
Wow, I am so surprised. I think what happened was that Big Moran was able to catch out the FC in stealth. I remember that when we were watching Dark Chewy go up the tunnel, Moran was actually already positioned by the enemy graveyard waiting for that FC to come back out. So I think he was able to get a quick zap on them, and I believe the team was able to turn that around. I'm not sure if we caught that on camera, but great job by the team of skill ratio to completely guarantee that fast cap. So great job by skill ratio on doing that. Agent Grizzle, look at this. Agent Grizzle already kind of setting up that transition play, grabbing the flag, making his way through the ramp to try and get to Dark Chewy ASAP. 3 minutes left, 3 minutes and 30 seconds actually. They just need to control this game as it stands right now, and they will come out the winner of this round.
Honestly, I think that might have been a problem with GSC's experience there. They haven't lost mid enough to be in the position where the quick cap is a possibility. And, you know, they start to lose mid. They commit a little bit too much to helping their FC get out, and bam, look what happens. That's how skill ratio brings it back. So here we go. Dark Chewy has the flank. He's actually getting across quite easily as well. This is the situation that we'd like to see skill ratio actually have their defense here, but Grizzle and Agent Slick are both in the midfield. Big Moran looking for the sap. He does look like he's going to find it on a static quo. Will his owners be able to get over there in time? I don't think so. Agent Slick is down and Agent Grizzle is a little bit far, but if no healers there and you know the hunters are able to cut off the healers, then it could be a play for skill ratio here. But you see Boomy and Shaman and Priest, all of those guys from GSC heading up over to help their FC out.
Yeah, and good job by Big Miranda kind of delaying that FC push to the ramp side. So Statico not going to get there as quickly as he necessarily intended, and good job by Big Miranda on staying up on that graveyard to make sure that nothing extra happens to Dark Chewy as these two hunters and this Boomkin actually make their Mongoloid push once again. The Boomkin getting sapped currently, so the hunter push going to get slightly delayed once again. The team skill ratio completely aware of the fact that this offensive team is up top right now, so they're totally ready for this. The element of surprise not there. Oi charging up, not a good pet control by these hunters. Oi being able to completely get up there. Star Surge is coming out into these hunters. They are going to go down. This offensive push is not going to be as strong as they expected.
Yeah, so skill ratio in a very, very good spot here. Only 2 stacks, so honestly, if Dark Chewy wanted, he could literally just run around the base with a Shaman for the next minute and a half, and without stacks, he should be fine, especially considering that his team is starting to get some control back in mid. Of course, without a rogue, he should be completely fine, and honestly, I think unless they are able to find, the Boomkin actually does go down for GSC too, so unless there's a body res or a res from a healer or something like that, I think skill ratio is actually going to take this, and we're going to go to the tiebreaker after this game.
Yeah, and with 1 minute and 16 seconds left, the Boomkin dead, not going to be able to do much. These hunters have kind of shown that they don't necessarily make the most autonomous pushes onto this EFC. So the Hunters going for a Berserker pickup right now, actually. Maybe they'll do something within this last few seconds left, and it looks like that's exactly what one of the Hunters is doing right now, along with the Mage. They're pushing up the ramp to try and get a little bit of a kill. Looks like the entire team actually pushing up to ramp, so it looks like they're going to try to contest this team of Skill Ratio. But Skill Ratio making the strategic call to drop from Graveyard, understanding what's about to happen, making their way into mid. Dark Chewy sitting at the back of the team while the rest of the team cuts off anything else that's coming towards him. So great job by Skill Ratio making that call to ride out these last few seconds of this game.
Yep, that's pretty much exactly what I was talking about. They just sent Dark Chewy's in shallow form. He should be able to piece on out of there. 25 seconds left. He's just going to start running laps. And, I know Pizza makes them do that anyways if they lose games, but I guess they're doing it if they win even. So here you go. He's going the distance right here. Dark Chewy for the this is the most FCing he's done in a long time. I feel like there's so little actual kiting in this meta. He's having a ball right now. That's the best thing Druids can do. They just want to be in shallow form and just run and run and run.
Yeah, I'm sure any FC who remembers the old days from Wrath with the kiting D will definitely enjoy any chance that they get to do it again, as that was definitely the favorite meta in my opinion. But this is pretty solid right now. So Skill Ratio doing a fantastic job of evening that score up, being able to come back from that loss.